We're continuing with Marc Silber as he looks through more community images and gives his thoughts on them.
Is this in Curacao or is that in Holland? Anyway, let us know where you took this. Curacao is a Dutch island, and I've been there many times, and I've seen these buildings. So okay, this has some really good things working for it. One is the framing. So you've got the uprights of the houses or the buildings, framing it very nicely. And the color is a dominant part of this. Again, that's a compositional tool. The orange of the roof and the colors within the the side of the buildings. Okay, again, I'm going to give you the same comment that I gave some of the other ones. I don't know where my eye should go. There needs to be a point of punctuation. Now I see it. Now that I see it, I see where the punctuation is, the guy with the tuba. But unfortunately, he's lost. You would need to pull up closer to this guy because he's the obvious point where, wow, that's kind of cool. So go ahead. Your best friends are your feet as a photographer. Zoom in on this guy with your feet. Walk up close to him. I would get down low. So again, he's prominent in the frame. But you could stay far away from him. You don't have to get into a close-up with him. But I would avoid the people on the right because they're just scattering my attention. So you've almost got it. In fact, you could crop this. You could crop it off on the right. If I were going to leave those people in the frame, I would do what Sandy did and leave them. He's still. So I would use a long shutter speed, a slow shutter speed. Let them move. Be them. Let them be blurred. Let him be still. Boom, you got it. You could cheat on this one. You could, if you wanted, you could cheat in Photoshop, and you could crop off the right, and you could blur those people in Photoshop. I'm not saying you can't do that. Why not? Blur those people on the right, come in tighter on him. Try it. Just try it for fun, okay? You could do it in Lightroom also if you're not a Photoshop user. Just mask the people on the right and unsharpen them, and also reduce the clarity, which will blur them, make them blurry, and leave your tuba guy. I would enhance the tuba guy. Why not? Why not play around with that in Lightroom or Photoshop? And will you do that and try it and bring it back to us? Do you get what I'm saying? Also, this stuff on the right, I would just get rid of all that. I don't need that edge there at all. It just doesn't. It's not important. Just get rid of that edge. That'll tighten up the guy and the tuba, and then blur those people, and let's see what happens. So give it a shot. Okay.
All right. Well, I accidentally brought it up a little early, but here's one from Enrique.
Okay, Enrique. We're going to probably wrap it up here in a second.
This is part of a series. It looks like he took them at a junkyard or something.
There's Forrest Gump. Okay. Enrique, okay, so I like the, you've got some interesting forms in here. I'm seeing stuff, a lot of stuff here. It's kind of interesting, I don't know what this stuff is. It's kind of a mystery. I like this guy in the background. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know where my eye should go, though. That's my only thing. I just don't know what I'm supposed to focus on, because there's so many things going on here. Give me a point of concentration. Give me a point of interest. I would choose the guy. I think that if you got down lower and made him the point of interest, bring his face in, so squat down a little bit. Let's see the guy. Let's blur all this other stuff. Let's use a shallow depth of field. we can see, and that would kind of lead our eye towards this guy. But he's my point of interest. I think he's going to be your most, in this image, the most interesting point of image of concentration. That would be my critique. Center your attention. Kind of the theme for today. Let's do one more and I'll do a little summary. How's that?
Okay, I saw that they had just commented, so this one is from Fanny.
Fanny. Wow,
Cordate. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but Fanny. And so that'll be our one that we end off on.
effing great. I mean, wow, that is a home run. I love that image. You know how you can tell somebody has created a great image? You get a little jealous. Like, why didn't I take that? So you have done a remarkable job. You got down, you've got your subject clearly framed. The reflection, the cigarette just makes it a home run. The subject is looking off, not at you. The background is blurred. The colors are awesome. It's I'm assuming late in the afternoon. So you've got the golden hour color in the background. That's a home run. Okay.
I'm wondering, since you're in the comments, if you could put this in the chat, are you in the water? And once again, that makes me think of question. Bob and Andrea talked about it recently, how, you got to have like your clothing and be ready to get dirty, or in this case, very wet. If that's in fact what you did, it makes me think.
I'm guessing not, only because the water is absolutely untouched. And
that's true.
What's interesting is I just noticed this. There's kind of a ring, so that means that he's just moved and created that. Again, that's just a whole nother layer to this. This is an awesome image. You did a great job. And
and just a note I saw a couple mentions in the chat of people thinking it was too late to submit. Okay, Fanny says that yes, they were in the water.
You were in the water. Where was this taken, Fanny? I'm just curious.
Yeah, and while we wait for a response on that, it is not too late, in fact, to submit your photos. It's too late for this episode, but this is such a huge success, I think, that we're definitely going to have to do this again. So keep submitting your photos. I'll keep them on record. And even if you had your photo critiqued already, we'll probably circle back around to you at some point. But keep submitting your photos. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so the cigarette, that just adds that whole attitude, moodiness. It feels like, Chris Burkhardt made this point of try to capture images that could be almost any time. This could be the 50s, when everybody was smoking. Like, smoking was cool. I mean, this guy's, in today's world, it isn't as cool as it was in the 50s, but it could be timeless. It's a really timeless image. And it's in the French countryside. Bravo. Really good job. Okay, you guys, I love your work. I love what you've done. I hope my comments have been constructive to you. Everybody did a good job. You know why? Because you submitted your work. You put it out there. You shared it. And I hope those points where I mentioned what you could do, take it as advice. You can throw it out the window if you don't agree with me. That's always something you should do as a photographer. But if you agreed with what I said, please try to go back and follow up. Go back to that same spot if you can and try those things I pointed out, because I'd like to see what happened, and that'll be a cool thing in our AYP club.
We hope that you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give it a like and leave a comment. We love to hear from you. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you can know when all of our future videos come out. And finally, be sure to get out there and capture your own images of life.